Hello, today we are going to deal with modal verbs. Only modal verbs, okay? I know you will have to deal also with modal perfects, but first of all, we have to understand modal verbs, and then when you control modal verbs, modal perfects, okay? So let's start. Modal verbs, as you know, because you have studied them previously, modal verbs are written like that. Oops. Sorry, new app. And that happens when you are using something for the first time. Okay. Modal verbs. The structure is this one. Modal plus verb. Verb in infinitive form. It means that the verb doesn't have any S or ing ending or id or whatever. Just the verb in infinitive form, okay? Well, we have, first of all, we have can, which in Spanish means poder, and it expresses, as in Spanish, an ability, a possibility, and a request. For example, can I go to the park? That's a request. So that's expressed with can. And can't is the negative form, of course. And then we have be able to. Be careful with be, because be must be written in the different forms. For example, is able to, or are able to, or was able to in the past. Okay? In different forms. It depends on the tense you want to use. Well, so be able to is used to express an ability, and a possibility. And you may say, well, it is the same as can. Yes. They both can be used in the same sentence and without any problem. Okay? And then we have could. Could is the past form of can. Remember the irregular verbs list? Well, can, and its past form could. Could is a past ability. And it can be also used to express a polite request. It is very important. Request. What else? A polite suggestion. And a possibility too. The difference between could and can is the politeness. Could is formal, it's more polite. Okay, and can is colloquial. For everyday English, okay? And then we have would. Would is also a formal request. Or an offer. Would you like a cup of coffee? I'm offering you a cup of coffee, okay? So would is used to offer something to another person. And then we have may and might. Well, the difference between may and might is the politeness again. May is formal and might is colloquial. So in a formal text, in an opinion essay, for instance, you have to use may instead of might. And both are used to express possibility. For instance, she might go to the cinema. It means that she will go to the cinema or not. It is not sure. It may happen that you are in the cinema with your friends and suddenly she appears. We don't know. It's this kind of person that says to you when you are organizing something, I don't know if I can. I will tell you. Well, pues, this kind of person. So, may or might. Remember that. And then we have must. Must is used to express a strong obligation. Here, strong is very important because when we use must, it means that there will be a consequence if you don't do what the verb expressed with must asked. For instance, you must study, because if you don't study, I will kill you, for instance. So that will be a consequence here. And then must is also used to express a strong belief. For example, he must be upset. It means, él debe estar cabreado, debe estar molesto. It means, it is sure, I'm sure he is upset. Okay? And must is also used to talk about necessity. Okay. And then we have mustn't. Be careful with mustn't, because mustn't is not a weak obligation, for example. No, mustn't is only a prohibition. You mustn't smoke here. You mustn't use your mobile phone in class. You mustn't drive after big drinking, for example. So it's only a prohibition. Okay, then we have to and need to. They are too similar, because have to is used to talk about necessity or obligation. But here the obligation is not the same as it must. In general, must is an obligation that someone puts on you. But have to is an obligation that in general you oblige yourself. I have to tidy my room. I have to study. I have to wash the dishes, for example. That's my responsibility. But when some sentence is expressed with must, in general terms, it is because another person or administration or institution or whatever is obliging you to do something, because there will be a consequence, and you have to there is no consequence, okay? Well, and then it is also a necessity. It's a necessity when I say, for example, I have to think about my new project, or I have to find a solution. I have to tidy my room because I don't find anything. That's a necessity, okay? And need to is the same. It's an obligation and a necessity. What's the difference? Maybe the formality, okay? In colloquial language, we use have to instead of need to. But you can use them interchangeably. You can change each other in a sentence, and the meaning is the same, okay? And then we have don't have to, don't need to, and needn't, the negative form of these two here. And the three of them means lack of necessity. Okay? Or obligation, lack of obligation. Okay? So, let's control first these modal verbs, and then we will deal with modal perfects. Okay? So, step by step, no stress, and let's practice a bit about all this kind of grammar revolution we have here. So, see you and continue studying. Okay, bye.